What's up, party people? My name is Tyler Griffin. I am with the Flippin Griffins Sports Cards and More. I'm here joined with we missed Scott this morning or this evening, whatever time of day it is, but he's got to be somewhere else today. But I am joined with TXLA Cards, aka Sean Jackson, returning again. He is a special guest, but yet he just keeps coming back. Mr. Darren Robbins with apparently the best and only card shop in Florida, Louisiana, correct?
That's correct.
So I'm thankful both of you are here. Hopefully Sean can be back with us again next time.
You mean
Uh,
Scott?
yeah, Sean, Scott, whoever,
Yeah,
somebody,
whatever.
somebody. Hopefully somebody comes back next time. That would be kind of
Tomato,
cool.
tomato.
Yeah.
Somebody with an S in their name comes back. Yeah.
So I think we got a lot of fun a fun topic to talk about this evening. I got the driver's seat today, so I'm kind of taking over. A big topic I think that we haven't been able to cover, which we kind of talked a little bit about briefly, is whatnot. I think whatnot has kind of taken the hobby by storm, quite literally. I think that for me, my predicament, like we talked before the stream, I've seen both sides of it and have had success in both categories, from the buying to the selling. Um, Darren runs a fantastic stream every Tuesday and Thursday. Yes.
Correct.
And he's absolutely crushing it there. And then we got Sean to help just provide information.
Yeah.
So I guess, we could probably just go ahead and hit the point of, like, where we both kind of see mutual ground. And if you want to kind of take it over, Darren, kind of what have you seen lately? How is your streams? How have you
I,
seen the evolution of how, whatnot has, jumped straight into your business model and how that looks?
so I'll tell you, I'm on my 10th stream. Everybody tells me I'm doing extremely well. The key, I believe, is consistency. My streamers know what time I'm on and what days I'm on. Uh, unfortunately, I went into whatnot and I went into several different streams for hours to try and learn because I'd never done it before. So I was trying to learn. Unfortunately, I went in a couple of streams where I'll just tell you, it's just total ripoff. Total ripoff. And I don't like that. Didn't know how to quite handle it because you don't want to get in the middle of saying something in a stream and whatnot. So I just totally stayed away from those couple of streams that I got in and was like, oh, this is a total ripoff. I mean, they were actually lying to the buyers, 100%.
Well, you
And
mean people aren't honest?
oh, it's pretty bad.
That's shocking.
Well, here's what's
But
scary too. We live in this like repack era right now, and I think it is the worst thing for the hobby personally.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I want to see what I'm buying. But there are some really, really, really good streamers that I've met and I've become really good friends with. And they're just good guys that love the hobby, that love to get on there and sell their cards. And that's what I enjoy on Whatnot. I enjoy because, man, when somebody buys a card from me, and you can believe it or not believe it, I know that quote unquote eBay comps. And if they get too high, I tell them, that's good, guys. You're getting a little bit too much. You're getting too high. And if they get too high, they'll stop usually. Or if they keep going because they want the card and somebody else wants it, that's their priority. But I'll always bless them with something extra if they go above and beyond. A couple more cards, two or three more cards to give them some value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the kind of streamers I like. And uh, Whatnot's been great for me myself because having a card shop is not easy, guys. It's not easy financially. Uh, we're doing fine. We're doing okay, but this helps supplement my income on Whatnot. And it's really, it's when you open a business, you have to have capital to grow your business, which I do have, but I'm very impatient. So I want
Sounds like
that money
somebody else
now.
I know in here.
So Whatnot has helped supplement that in ways that I never thought it would. And
Yeah.
I enjoy talking to people. As you can see, I'm very talkative. I enjoy that part of it on Whatnot, communicating with people. Like I said, I've gained some really good friends off of Whatnot just from, personal messaging, and then they call me and we talk about different things. But I think Whatnot, just like in anything in life, there's good and bad.
Yeah.
So it is what you make it. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I can really comprehend to say is there's good and bad in everything, and there's bad and whatnot, and there's a lot of good and whatnot. So Facebook, you could say the same thing. You know what I mean? It could be a good platform or it could be a bad platform.
Yeah.
Just that's the way I view it.
Yeah, I mean, so I've seen, like told y'all before, I saw not card related selling, but I took COVID, and where some people saw it as a very scary time, I saw opportunity. I then took that approach and decided to start selling video games. Did very well for the time being. I kind of just rode the trend where it was at, and I rode that as long and long as I could. I did very well. I think I've told you, I've told both y'all before. I've tried whatnot from cards, but I think the struggle on my end is just strictly because I built a community involving and related to I'm sorry, video games, not
Totally different
cars.
crowd.
So I think almost my best bet, like I said, was to jump almost to like a whole nother, like like my brand, and make it a page separate of my actual like personal, like what I buy cards with and what I did the video games with, because I think almost whatever algorithm or whatever the word is not in my favor because of that now.
That's the
Yeah.
right word, algorithm.
And so I think I've faced that difficulty just simply due to the fact that my page was based around video games. I'm now trying to transition it to this like sports card related, auctions.
Yeah. Well, don't get me wrong. I do not have a stream where there's 60 or 70 people in my chat. I may have 35 at the most at one time. I may be down to 15 at some point. But out of those 15, I have 6 people that want to buy cards. You can still run your stream and do very well with 15 people in the chat. You just
Yeah.
have to have the right people in the chat. You can have 15 people in the chat. Nobody wants to buy cards. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
Now, see, I've experienced like kind of like Tyler. I've done both sides of it, the buying and the selling. Uh, selling's hit and miss. Just depends on. I mean, what I've noticed, you've got to have the new hot stuff that people want.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if you're trying to move, I mean, even if you're looking at even 20 stuff, it's hard unless it's Burrow or Herbert.
Right.
Yeah.
Now
You're absolutely right.
I do have my one gripe with on the selling side of whatnot is I like their buyer protection, but I think they've gone too far in it because I'll tell you an experience that I had. And I have a bunch of cards listed just in my store. Not I do stream every now and then, but a guy bought a Joe Burrow Select. Oh, I don't remember if it was field. I think it was field level PSA 10. Right, package it, sent him out. He claimed with whatnot that the card itself was damaged, but didn't have to show any proof that it was damaged, and I get a strike against me.
Hello.
Yeah. It's just like eBay. It's a buyer friendly.
Yeah, I mean, and I understand you want to protect the buyers, but I mean, if you're making a claim, like if it's a raw card, okay, right. But if you're making a claim on somebody, you were sent a graded card, correctly packed in bubble mailer with cardboard. There's no way for it to bend, and you can just say, "Oh, the card was damaged," and not prove it, and it hurts the person who sold it. That doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I had a 5.0 and I had one guy give me a bad review because he said it took too long to get my card. And I replied back and said, hey, man, you have a tracking. You can see every one of my cards were sent out the next morning.
Yep.
I can't control what the United States Post Office does.
Yep. I had that same problem. That card took.
Yeah.
I packaged it. He bought the card. I packaged it and mailed it within an hour of him buying it.
Yeah.
It took it 2 weeks to get there.
It's your fault.
And I was in constant communication with the guy.
Yeah.
And he left a bad review, and it knocked me down.
One guy did the same thing, but I stayed in contact. He said, well, it's showing me it hadn't left your post office. I said, well, I'm showing that it's in Wisconsin where you live at. I said, just give it a couple of days because the last time I looked at it, it was delayed.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, cool. I'll give it a couple. Can I get a refund if I don't get it in like, 3 or 4 days? I said, whatever you want to do. I said, but it shows me it's in Wisconsin. It ought to be to you next. Well, it was there the next day and he was
Well,
fine.
I will tell you a story about doing refunds. Do not do them unless you absolutely have to. Because I have a friend who started doing Whatnot. He did nothing. I mean, pretty much he was 98% basketball.
Yeah.
And he had somebody buy a card at the end of his stream, and he asked to cancel it because, he was like, oh, I wanted to get, combined shipping. I wanted to buy more stuff. And that happened a couple times with a couple different people. He ended up getting permanently banned from being able to sell.
So I am going to get Scott to cut this part out real quick because I got to say this real quick because I started the meeting so early. It's saying we have 4 minutes till it cuts this meeting off. So what I'm probably going to do, because we don't have Pro, it only gives us 40 minutes for each call. I'm probably going to have to end this recording
and start a new one,
and then start a whole nother recording and a whole nother meeting. But we can stop at this topic and then jump into the next one if that's okay with y'all.
Yeah.
So I'm in the recording now, and then we'll jump back into the other one because it says we have 3 minutes left.
Okay, yeah, no, it's fine.
So I'm gonna stop the recording now.
Go ahead.
We didn't even know you were here.
I saw him ninja in.
All right, guys. So I know we covered a bunch of bases on the category of the seller perspective, but I'm just curious, how you guys feel about buying or whatnot. Have you had good experiences, bad experiences? I know I've had kind of a mixture of both.
So, I as far as buying, I mean, yeah, it's been good and bad. I mean, there's stuff that I bought out off of, some consignment people, and when the stuff comes in, I mean, it's got a ding corner, and which they don't show on the stream. Now, I've had some good luck with buying off-graded cards, like by off-brand companies, and cracking them and resubmitting them, and getting tens out of them.
Yeah.
So, of course, I paid a lot less because, I was buying a lot of ISA stuff because every ISA card that I sent that was a 10 came back a PSA 10.
Oh, wow.
So it was.
Says a lot about the grading company. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And for some reason, ISA is just one of those ones that's, that nobody wants.
Right. So prior to card shows, before I knew all you guys out there existed, my only way to get cards used to be Whatnot. That was the only way I had the method of madness of buy on Whatnot, sell on eBay. Buy on Whatnot, sell on eBay. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. But about 2 years ago, just on some random Facebook thing I was swiping by, it said, hey, Lafayette Card Show. And then I went there and the madness of life began. And I think for the better. I do think that my card hustle was elevated once I realized, there's like-minded individuals. This is a main streamline of how to move cards, find people who are looking to buy cards of certain players, who are looking to buy, who are looking to sell, who are looking to trade. And I think I have a buddy who basically just does only everything card related online. There's never a person to person. There's never a show. And I do think that kind of caps his business off to a certain degree. He does it very on the side, but I do believe, if a person watching this or a person just in general doesn't know, I do think that yes, online is it's a proven method that's proved time and time and time again to be guaranteed to work. But I do think that you take your business to the next level, like you level up your business from a card hustle side of things once you do get into that in-person thing. But I will say both now and both then, buying for the most part has always been a fantastic experience, from prices to finding the right sellers. It's been nothing but I'd say 95% has been nothing but good to me.
The key word you use is relationships.
Yeah.
I'm not one that I'll just go on any stream and just buy something and take a chance. I don't like doing that. I like face to face. I like talking to an individual. If a guy on a stream and I message him, hey, can you give me a call? I'm interested in a lot or whatever, and they don't want to call me, I have a problem with that. I like to get to know somebody, and then that you build that trust. And I don't mind going through the mail. I don't mind going through their whatnot. Tyler, that's how me and you met.
Yeah.
I mean, and you bought cards from me. I bought cards from you, and I have no issue doing that. And you mailing me cards or me mailing you cards, or the scary thing is sending somebody money that you don't know and expecting to get the cards. It's just
Yes.
scary to me.
Well, the thing is, cards by itself is fun. Cards by itself is totally fun. But I really think that I think in life, there's a difference in fun and there's a difference in joy. I have fun with cards. I have joy when it comes to like the community of cards. I think they're two separate things, but I
It's
think
like a
I have,
family.
yes, I agree. As long as you find the right people
That's
and
right.
you say, okay, stay away from XYZ, get closer to, you know, the other XYZ, because there's going to be people in the hobby that it just doesn't click, and that's okay. That's okay. Y'all stay in y'all's own lane, and it's okay. But then you might find people like the people in this stream that like we genuinely just kind of like each other a little bit, you
Just a
know.
Oh yeah,
little bit.
And like,
it's a little.
I'll be honest, if networking wouldn't have happened, and Sean confirm or deny this wasn't true, this month, the 30th wouldn't have even existed. The software card show would not have existed
Yep.
if a couple people would have came together and a couple conversations would have been had and XYZ. Like so none of these things would have happened if the community side didn't do its part, you
Yep.
know?
Absolutely.
And I
It
think
is like on whatnot on card shows. It's like a big family, man. You start to
yeah,
get to know people, you trust people, you communicate with people, and they're good people. Now you're going to have a couple bad apples in a barrel. Absolutely. You're always going to. But overall, people in the card community take care of each other. They look
Yeah.
out for each other, in my opinion, from what I've learned in the last 9 months.
and we've, we haven't as a whole, because I'd say that I probably have cards about 2 years under my belt. Darren, you probably looking at about what 9 to 12 months of card under your
Hmm.
belt. And Sean, you've got
Decades.
Yes. Yep.
you know,
Yes.
the quote unquote dinosaur that was going to be another special guest. He's got multiple decades under the hobby.
Hmm.
I got to tell y'all this real quick. So my son-in-law's he's collected for about 3 or 4 years, right?
Hmm.
And he worked for the same company as I did when I was working for him. We were going to a convention in Dallas, and he goes, "Hey man, pull over in this Walmart. I want to see if they have any cards." I was like, "What? What do you mean cards? Football cards?" I was like, "Okay." So we went in, and he got a box, and I went, "I'll get a box." He said, "Don't do it. Don't do it." He
Yep.
said, "I'm telling you, I'm your son-in-law. Don't do it." And I was like, "Whatever, dude. I'm just gonna get a box of cards."
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Yep.
He's looking, going, never did I think my father-in-law would have a card shop, that many cards, selling that expensive cards. And I was like, hey, it's all good, man. I'm in a good place.
That's what the hobby did. If you're nose deep in the hobby enough, that's typically what it just does to you. It gets you kind of hooked to it pretty easily. And shout out to Top, shout out to Panini. They've got all of our money. We're all excited, but
Yes.
we just keep throwing our money at them. We're like, hey,
Yes.
let's open Select and let's open
Yeah. Yes. It,
Prism.
I will say that this is a business for me now, but it's a business for the first time in my life that I enjoy.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You're
I
happy.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
When I don't enjoy it, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my story's a little bit similar to Darren's, but yeah. So I'd been out of cards for about 12 years was the last time I was in it, and my not to get on a sad note, but my dad passed away, and so I had a little bit of extra money, and I was like, you know what, I need something to do, and I was already playing Magic. I was like, you know what, I want to get back into sports cards. Yeah, walked into a card shop. Now the card shop itself, bad experience, but bought a hobby box of Prism, and and that was it.
Rest is history.
Yeah. Yep.
It's funny that we can pinpoint, back to those days because I remember, like I said, I don't know why COVID. It's so weird that for so many people, COVID was such a bad time. And I'm not gonna lie, I've got so many good memories from the times of COVID. I remember I had a guy who had an inside scoop. He knew I'm probably gonna get in trouble. I'm probably gonna get cops at my house tomorrow. Who had basically an inside scoop to the restocker from a Walmart local to me, and I could pick a number of mega select 2020 select baseball megas, Prism basketball megas, Prism football megas, and I could just remember getting home from working. I worked for AT&T at the time, and just gosh, opening that stupid Prism, just looking for Burrow, looking for Jefferson and Herbert and Tua and Hurts, and that draft class to me is still one that like it's got a special place in my heart. A, because it's such a stacked draft class, but B, because it's just it's where the addiction started. It's where it's the starting point that led me to where I'm at now. And to this point, I don't see a finish line. Like I just see a continuation of cards for many many years to come.
Well, the funny thing is, when I got that box with my son-in-law, it took him 2 years before he ever pulled the downtown. Well, I pulled the Bo Nix out of that box, and I was hooked. And he was so mad because it took him 2 years to pull a downtown, and literally my first box I ever bought. And then also my wife, I can't open a box of cards without giving half of them to my wife. She loves to rip cards. I taught her who to look for, what to look for. Now, if you give her any other baseball box, she doesn't care nothing about it because she don't know who to look for. She said, that was boring. I said, well, I told you, you don't know anybody to look for. But it's just funny that how addicting that can be, just looking for that gem. Hence the name of my store, Hidden Gems.
Yeah. And I think too, like it's my goal personally, especially at these card shows, is like if I can see like the memories that we all brought up, from after your dad passing away and opening the box to, seeing a glimpse of, happiness and a glimpse of kind of what the hobby could hold for you to, hitting the Bo Nix that took me 2.5 years that you could just do in the first box. So thanks for that. Hurt my feelings as well, by the way. To me, opening Select and Panini in 2020, I think that like it's a goal of mine if I can just simply see a glimpse of that in a kid, whether it's giving them a free slab or a free raw card or a card that's X dollars and they just give me $1, and just to see that was in me being somebody else, like to me that brings it all full circle back to where it all starts. And I know we've talked about that on this podcast before. I think realistically I would love, again, for my son who's almost 2 years old, to 3, 4, 5 years down the road, the hobby be in a healthy spot where somebody else that's not me would do that for him, and get him hooked and have him want to do it and have him want to be a 28-year-old, man or however old. I know you're on the verge of nursing home, so I forget how old y'all are.
I remember my first beer.
Well, the crazy thing is let's all admit that we've all had that tear run down our face in this hobby also. When you buy that $400 hobby box and get hosed and there's nothing in it. So it ain't all, Bo Nix on my first box.
Yes.
It ain't all unicorns and
rainbows.
Yeah.
I was steadily chasing
just not.
I was steadily chasing LaMelo Ball. I got burnt so many times. Oh gosh. But more of the story, and I hope that my impression at any show is that like I'm a hobbyist first. Obviously, there's a hustle side to it. There's a business side to it. There's the money attached to it. In all three of our instances, I think we both have a good mixture. And this is just because I've shared a lot of time with y'all, conversation with y'all. Me and Darren have shared tables. Me and me and Sean have technically sort of we split
Say it ain't so.
we split a table 3 ways last time I saw you, Sean.
Oof, yes, that was fun.
But it's encouraging, especially in the hobby that kind of does have a little bit of toxicity, I think is the name, to see some of those people that are like, hey, I want to put the hobby first and then the hustle side second. And I think that's what the hobby needs more of, because you see so many of
Turn
those
that light on, please.
that have the other approach, and have the ones that say, oh yeah, if I'm not making $1,
I'm on a podcast.
and I think that this kid needs to get something good at it, then I'm not about it. And I think that's where I kind of get turned away, whether it's doing business with that, that person or people, or that group of people, versus doing it, versus finding, genuine people like y'all, you two guys, and saying, hey, if I can find a way to do something business related with you guys, because I know there's a good cause behind it. There's a good reason. Like I wish, I wish I could do more even for the community than I do now. And I don't know necessarily what that looks like now, but it is something I'm definitely at all times actively pursuing.
A kid does not leave my shop without a card or a bunch of cards. That's the way
it should be. It shouldn't be, I can't make
it for free.
Yeah.
Mom says, well, how much do I owe you? You don't owe me nothing. That look on his face is payment enough.
Yeah.
Just for a quick story about that. So whenever I did the H-Town show a year ago, it was on the second day. It was kind of winding down. Had a gentleman and his probably 6-year-old son come up to the table looking for Justin Jefferson rookies. I had a Justin Jefferson PSA 10. I mean, it wasn't nothing fancy. It was out of Chronicles, and he was, I could hear him talking. Hey, Dad, I don't have enough money to buy this. And I made a deal with the kid. Since Justin Jefferson was his favorite player, if he did the gritty, he got the card. And that kid busted out the gritty, and the dad still tried to give me money for it. I was like, no, that was not the deal. The deal was if he busted out the gritty, he got Justin Jefferson.
That's awesome.
And I try to give away, I always try to give away stuff at the shows. I mean, it's just, sometimes it might be, like when we were at Jennings, I had a bunch of, repacks, it was one auto card and 4 numbered or colored cards. And, a kid came up, wanted one, and he was like, I have this 50-cent card. I was like, just take it.
Yeah.
If you can't lose $5 and that's going to break your bank, then you don't really need to be in it.
Right.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think that the hobby is in a good spot now. I do hope that it still continues to trickle in the upward direction. I think for all of our sakes, both for the enjoyment of the hobby, from watching videos from Fanatics Fest to talking to a buddy of mine that went to Nationals. He said that from small scale to big scale, the hobby's alive and well. It really is. It's people are buying, people are selling, people are trading, people are moving money, people are buying big, people are buying small. Right now, where we sit on August 15th, the hobby is healthy and well, and I just hope that it trends still, in an upward direction.
Well, I mean, the problem is if the hobby dies, what are you going to call and talk to me about every couple of days?
Or gripe about.
Extra supplies.
Or compare quarterbacks about.
Yeah, exactly.
And the good thing is, like, even if, cards weren't in the picture, sports still brings that common interest back together.
It does.
You can talk Drake Mays, you can talk.
I can tell you, since I've been in the sports card hobby business, that I look at football on TV totally different.
Yeah.
There's players that I never would have known about or cared about that I'll be going, I want to watch and see how they do.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see this.
If Michael Penix crashes, I am financially ruined.
I tried to tell you.
Literally. He's my guy.
Hey, guys, I hate this, but I have a wife that tells me I'm needed and I'm being summoned.
You better go.
And you know how that goes.
Yes,
I'm sure
sir.
you're both married.
Yes, sir.
I've enjoyed this thoroughly. I enjoy doing it every time. And I've told Tyler anytime he wants to call me and have me on the show, I would love to be on there because I love talking cards. I love talking about the hobby. It's awesome. And I just appreciate you guys. And I apologize that I have to leave.
Hey.
But
Family always comes first, man.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate you guys.
You have a
Appreciate
good
you,
one.
Darren.
All right.
So, kind of like we were talking about, and we're probably wrapping it up anyway, so it's kind of perfect time in my opinion. I think that, I don't know if you have any final thoughts.
I
To
mean,
me, we kind of hit the
o-
big
only final thoughts for me would be, I mean, so you have what you have. You had Shreveport last weekend.
yes.
You have I forgot who was this weekend. And then next weekend is H Town, and then the 30th is our show in Sulphur. And then I know September, of course, end of September, we have the Beaumont show.
September 20th.
Yep, September 20th.
Yep.
So, and then I know that Lafayette has one the 1st of October.
Lafayette is late October. I'm
No,
sorry, October 25th.
Right,
Yes.
and then Shreveport has another show the first weekend in September, I believe.
I think I could, if I had my phone in front of me, I could probably confirm.
Yeah. So I mean, there's plenty of shows. I mean, you can go to Houston and go to a show any weekend. So the hobby is definitely alive.
Oh yeah, alive and well for sure.
Absolutely.
I think and I guess this may be kind of in the direction of closing. If you are, even if you're watching this podcast from somewhere else, um, just simply open up Facebook. If you're not in the Texas, Louisiana area, just open up Facebook. There is a card community somewhere near you, somewhere around you. You just have to go find it. Sometimes it's by Facebook Messenger. Sometimes it's by, these private Facebook groups or these, local Facebook groups that just have card related, conversation, or may tie you into a whole nother, like a whole group or community, or, even finding local shows. 2.5 years ago, I didn't know Beaumont's show existed, and now I am putting on a show with the guy who runs it, and get to call him a good friend.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
so it is definitely, for some people the hobby finds you, and the community finds you, but sometimes you do have to do a little work and go find it yourself.
Absolutely.
And so kind of like you said, two really big important dates on our end. Is, like I said, August 30th. If you are anywhere local to Sulphur, Louisiana, from 9 to 5, we will be at the Sulphur West Cal Event Center, having the first ever, or not first ever, sort of kind of first ever, at least by me and Sean and our buddy as well, Mike. We will be having the first in our branding from the Flippin Griffins, Sports Cards and More, the TXLA cards, and I don't know if Mike has a business name. Regardless, the three of us will be putting on the first Sulphur Sports Cards and Collectibles, or Cards and Collectibles show, from 9 to 5. And we're excited, we're encouraged. Again, another date is September 20th at Beaumont at Holiday Inn. Look around for the flyer. Just recently made by a great guy. Just saying. We're excited for that show as well. That is Sean's baby, and he puts on a fantastic show. Never saw a show that keeps everybody there all day long, but that show seems to do it each and every time.
Yeah.
To Scott, we miss you. Thank you for turning your baby over to me. Hopefully, I took care of it. To Darren, who had to leave. Just a minute ago, like I said, if you're watching this, Darren, we appreciate you. Again, Sean,
Absolutely.
I know I'm thankful for you jumping on here, so I'm not awkwardly sitting here just talking to myself. Like I said, to anybody watching this, again, feel free to check out all of our pages. Like I said, Scott's, his handle is DocScott Sports Cards. Check him on Instagram, TikTok, as me as well. All those handles. Check us all out on Instagram and Facebook and whatnot, and all these TikToks and everything. Feel free to check us out.
Yep.
But like I said, everybody tuning in, thank y'all for jumping into the podcast. We do appreciate y'all, and hopefully, if
Good
life
to meet
settles,
y'all.
yeah, and hopefully we get to see y'all Sulphur on August 30th, and in Beaumont and many other shows. Hopefully we may be able to see y'all. Like I said, we miss you, Scott. Hopefully you had a great evening. Hopefully you're all good. And again, to Sean and to Darren, I know I appreciate y'all jumping in. And like I said, appreciate you. And we will see you soon, Scott. We hopefully see everybody else in person. Shake my hand. Come see me. We want to see you. And so we appreciate y'all and thank y'all for tuning in.
Yep.
别说你们差。